Hey, beautiful Libra seeker, welcome back to the Existential Shift. If you're new, my name is Morgane. I'm very happy to have you join the X Shift. So, for those of you who have been voting regularly, I can't thank you enough. You guys are amazing. What you're doing is working. We'll talk about it further at the end of the reading. And let's start with your reading first. Okay? And if you're new and curious what I'm talking about, stay tuned until the end and you'll find out. I want to first focus on you. This is a reading for July. Woo! I'm working with the Dragon Tarot. What do my Libras need to know? Most important messages for my Libra seekers. Sun, Moon, Rising, different placements, intuitively guided. We're starting your reading with the Temperance card, Libra. I almost said Virgo, so I don't know if some of you have strong Virgo placements or you're dealing with the Virgo. Technically, by the Golden Dawn, the Temperance is Sagittarius energy, but especially with Major Arcana, we want to focus on the meaning and the essence of the advice, the Arcana of the card, as opposed to necessarily the sign, okay? This is basically your life aspiration, Libra, to seek and find and live in balance and harmony and connect the dots and the different extremities and all the different aspects of the extremities of the spectrum into something balanced. In myth, Temperance symbolizes goddess Isis, which was goddess of the rainbow and unconditional love. It's also a card of truth, similar to your technical card, the Justice card, but not the black and white human law, more so the infinite love spirit law. Does that make sense? You're coming into this reading feeling like the self you've always worked hard on to become. Right? Because for Libras to find balance, you always swing between this part and this part. You're similarly to Gemini, you also have duality. The yin and the yang, the black and the white, and I'm constantly trying to find balance between the two. Temperance is the alchemy of doing so. So you're coming into this reading full power. Your ideals and your values starting to make sense for you in your life with your actions. Now, it's not to say that everything is smooth, because it's a constant challenge, right? It's a constant balancing act of how much you pour into the recipe. It's an art. It takes mastering your emotions to be able to balance them this way. Show me more about this Temperance for Libra for the month of July, please. 3 of Wands. Your direction is clear. You're seeing the vision of something. You have a vision for a path. You know where you want to get to. And when you know where you want to get to, where you want to go, it's easy to set up the route, right? You're just like, okay, you open the map. This is where I want to get. These are the potential routes. And you choose the route that is the path of least resistance. Because Temperance is an aspect of wanting to feel good, wanting to feel belong, wanting to feel like you find yourself in the chaos. Okay, Temperance doesn't mean that there's no chaos. Temperance is harmony that is found amidst the chaos. And because there's clarity coming into July for you, it's like, okay, I don't care anymore the mental right versus wrong. I know what I feel. I know where I want to go. So these are the steps that I'm taking. Something with nature is coming up as well. Maybe it's a literal path, route that you're hiking, traveling in, and symbolically it feels like it aligns with your life path and how you view it right now. And as you take each step and feel better and more confident, it trickles down into your, again, vision for your life. And you're like, okay, I can do this. If I can find myself in the woods, I can find myself in the woods. Into the Woods. Are you familiar with this movie? I recommend watching it. There's a song, the theme song for this movie is "Unbended knee is no way to be free. Lifting up an empty cup, I ask silently. All my destinations will accept the one that's me, so I can breathe. All your destinations will accept the one that's you, Libra, because they're yours. I feel like the unbended knee is no way to be free. Part of the song that I just said may have triggered you or struck a chord, because I just noticed that she's slightly bending, right? There's a submission here. It's not victim submission. There's submission to the notion of love. Some of you are submitting to love, and submitting, again, not from a place of self-sacrifice, but from a place of honoring love, honoring the true essence of love. And when it comes to unbended knee, it's no way to be free. It's like you realize that in order to submit to love, you don't have to bend over. You don't have to have a bended knee. And that you can walk regardless. For those of you that it's literal and you have a knee problem or legs problem, you're finding a way to walk. For those of you who can walk, you're finding a way to fly. Four of Swords. So some of you, and this is for those of you that what I said about the bent knee is literal, some of you are on bed rest, because Four of Swords in Temperance is a matter of healing and resting and rejuvenating. So those of you that for some reason need to rest, whether it be it medical or any other reason or emotional, taking the time to heal, and I feel like this may have been recent past or current energy that I'm tapping into. While you're doing so, you're weaving your plan of where you'll get to and what you'll do once you can get up and move and go. You're setting a plan in motion, starting with your cognitive and willful wheels. And you're pouring the heart and the hope into it for when you will physically or tangibly be able to go about it. Now, some of you, it's not medical or physical. Some of you, it's simply the quarantine and the restrictions that we're going through right now. Some of you, it's other aspects. However it resonates with you, Libra, you're making good of it. Two of Wands. So we went from Three of Wands to Four of Swords and then down to Two of Wands. When you start walking this path towards this vision, and this vision can be a work project, and this vision can be a love relationship, and this vision can be something more ethereal, like a life purpose. It sits right in your heart, you're planning, but you have to wait and plan for a little bit, the Four of Swords. And as you start, as you become able during July at one point to go about things, to go about it and move forward, you find yourself at a crossroad. The number 2 is very strong here, coming up really strong. It might take you 2 days or 2 weeks to make that decision. Also, I'm picking up going from 3 people to 2 people. Two is company, 3 is a crowd kind of thing. So you start as 3 as a crowd, moves down to 2 as company. That's probably relevant in regards to your love life. Interesting. Show me more for Libra for July. 5 of Cups. Some of you might be feeling, now watch this reading again 2-3 weeks from now, moving into the month. Because things tend to make a lot more sense in retrospective when you can connect the dots after events occur and then it sits with you. Because this is for the next month, right? There's a sense of a sacrifice or a loss that needs to occur in order for you to take this path, Libra. Like something needs to be let go of. For some of you, it's an emotional burden that you've been carrying that has become so much a part of your path that, you know, it's almost like, even though it's a painful aspect of you, it's still an aspect of you. So it's very hard to let go of. But I'm picking up on like walking in the desert thirsty. Like, so some of you might feel like you've walked a journey of 1,000 miles alone, or without having your spirit or heart fed with love or with ease or with compassion. Maybe you feel like, literally, I'm picking up, and it's a metaphor. It doesn't have to be physical, but I'm picking up on someone walking on like desert sand, and the sand is really hot, and they're walking barefoot, and they're walking and they can do it, but they have very little water, and they don't have company, and they struggle through it alone. And I don't think it's present. I think it's just some of your experience in life that you're coming into this reading with. And that's the thing that you are asked. That's the notion of self or notion of your path that you are asked to let go of, because you're coming into a path that is full of greenery. It's easier to walk on the dirt barefoot because it's grassy and maybe somewhat moist, right? It doesn't burn your feet. But you're still in the mindset of that person walking barefoot in the desert sand alone. And this is a challenge for you now, this month. Now, Cancer season is going to help with that because it brings in all the water, and Mercury retrograding in Cancer is going to bring up and trigger all those emotions and all those feelings of abandonment or loneliness or not being a part of a tribe that you feel like you ought to belong to. And it brings it up for healing. It allows you to kind of wash it off with tears. So wash it off with tears, Libra. I've said it in a couple occasions before, but I'll say it again because it really helps. Knowing it is really, really helps that. the reason we cry biologically is the way our body releases stress hormones. When we're super stressed or, in distress, it's a chemical of stress. So the body releases it through our tears. And holding on your tears and holding on your pain, it's not healthy. It keeps it in and it festers and it affects your system. So just cry it out in every single opportunity. Because I feel like you guys need to be light for the journey. Like the luggage that you're carrying from the past to not be too heavy. And this applies to all my seekers and everyone in general. We're stepping into a new paradigm, and we are very much strongly encouraged to let go of karmic baggage. People from the past, karmic loops, things that are repetitive, that constantly drag us down, that never seem to change or evolve or heal or improve. It's always just a thought, but never a reality. It's always a potential, but never actual, tangible, reliable, present love. Watch, I did a special Karmic Shift and Liberation for the 2020s, both the year 2020 and the decade. For the sake of that, every single sign has its own Karmic Shift and Liberation. It's on Vimeo, available on Vimeo, or on my Patreon on tier number 3 for unlimited streaming, all the signs. There's a free example on my YouTube channel. It's called The Immigrant's Empire. It's Ophiuchus Karmic Shift and Liberation, Ophiuchus/Seeker 13. So you can get an example of what to expect for your sign. It might benefit you. Show me more for July, for Libra. Six of Swords. Yeah, you're moving away. You're traveling light. Away from the baggage, and not in ways of denying it, but just of letting it go. You're just dropping it into the sea. You're just throwing it into the sea. Maybe you want to throw away, things that belong to an ex, the t-shirt, the picture, the whatever that you... Here's the thing about our subconscious and the way it operates. So you can have something in your house or in your environment that belongs to someone from the past that kept dragging you down, that it's very hard for you to let go of, and so on. And you think it doesn't affect you, right? It's just on the shelf or it's stuck in the drawer. Your subconscious picks up on everything. So even if you think it doesn't affect you, it keeps, every time you see it or are aware of it in your environment, even if you're not focusing on it, even if you're not looking at it, even if you're not wearing it, whatever, it alerts the subconscious part where all this past scenario, situation, person, thing is. And it just pumps life into it, pumps life into it, pumps life into it. And we manifest from our subconscious, not from our conscious. Watch my 13th Element episode, True Secrets of Manifestation. It's not in the vision board that you write. That's just like the last part of it. If that shit worked, we'd all be super rich and happy. There is a way to manifest. Manifestation is real, but it happens in the subconscious. So you got to work with respect to your subconscious and not think you're higher and mightier just because, oh, I'm not thinking about this person. I just have this thing that they gave me, like this little turtle or whatever on the shelf, and it's just, I like the turtle. It's just a souvenir from what was. Okay, great. You have the choice to do that, but keep in mind, whenever your eye circle on it, just objects carry energy. You don't have to look at it. Your auric field, your energetic body senses it, and it keeps pumping life into that. You're on a bended knee to it, and you don't even know. An unbended knee is no way to be free. Throw it out. This is the time to make room, because so much wants to enter. Mint. Just a side note, because I thought maybe someone wanted to know what it is that I'm drinking. Water with mint. Six of Swords. Where is Libra going? Into the woods? Across the sea? Eight of Wands. Oh, once you're going fast. Once you let loose of this baggage, once you throw it into the water, once you burn it, once you give it away, and Four of Wands. So there's a lot of fire on the table. I don't know if you're dealing with the fire sign or you have a lot of fire placements, but we went from Three of Wands to Two of Wands, and now we have Eight and Four of Wands, which are fantastic aspect of the Suit of Wands. It's going really, really fast towards your vision, towards your destiny. It's a beautiful, passionate journey. And it's with the right person or the right people, because it's the right destination. When it's the right destination, it's like everything in the universe aligns in order to help you get there. When you're pushing really strong towards a destination that is wrong for you, energies won't help. The sea will be stormy. Doesn't matter how great of a swimmer you are. It will always the waves will always redirect you to your direction. And you have an opportunity to build a future for yourself, Libra. A very strong future that is based off your vision for the future and not based off the pain of your past. This is very flying energy. I don't know if you're flying somewhere, or maybe you're just transitioning really fast. Show me more for Libra for July, please. Okay. Be right back. Three of Swords. Fall flat on the ground. We went from Four of Swords, from trying to hold off our pain, to releasing it and feeling it, the disappointment, the failure, what didn't work. And with it, the realization that it wasn't supposed to work anyway. If that thing had worked, I would never encounter this person and done this and arrived there. One more card. We'll also do Animal Spirit for you guys. And I will continue this reading in your extended, which is a love extended, a double pentagram look into you and your person of interest for the month. We will go deeper into the narrative, what goes on in your mind and heart, what goes on in their mind and heart, the interaction, where it's potentially leading towards in July. So it's also available on Vimeo or on Patreon. On Patreon, again, it's all the extendeds for unlimited streaming. Okay. One more for Libra. Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups right after the Three of Swords. You're just walking away from the BS, Libra. You're just like so tired of the pain and so tired of the disappointment and so tired of the holding off for something that never follows through. Some of you, it's been 8 months of that. Some of you, it's been 8 years of that. Either way, you've been walking alone in the desert, barefoot, no one by your side. You maybe had the illusion of them being by your side. Someday, maybe one day. But every time they're there, it hurts. And when they're not there, hoping for them to be there hurts. the theme of this in them, hurt. Is that love? No. Maybe you were taught growing up that love is self-sacrifice, that love is painful. Maybe that's the baggage you need to let go of. Maybe you've been abandoned by a parent or by a loved one, and since then you've been constantly waiting for their return. So you've learned that love is constant waiting with no arrival. Two eights, two fours. Some of you are dealing with a very karmic, tangled relationship or situation for a very long time, and energy is screaming at you to let go of it. It's like all over the reading. And because I only have one major arcana, the Temperance, here out of 5 cards, out of 10 cards on the table, I'm sorry, this shows it has to happen with actions. Clean, decisive actions. Throw the things, block the person, actions. That's the thing that will show the universe. Right? Minor arcanas are tangible. They're our daily life and routine. If you want to learn more, I have a tarot masterclass on Vimeo. Check it out. Bunkai, the secrets of tarot. I love stuff. Okay. We'll go deeper into your love life on the extended. Let's do animal spirit. But first, I want to talk to you about being on the cover of Maxim magazine. So yours truly, if you're not aware, is nominated to be on the cover of a global magazine. And to me, wherever I go, I bring my movement with me, which is the Existential Shift. I'm not just saying it when I say we. I want to bring more people that otherwise wouldn't find their way to the spiritual world otherwise. It's a luxury magazine of cool stuff and models and actresses and all that jazz, which is fun and spiritual and part of our life as well. I want to give a good example and inspiration to women who look up to actresses and models on the pages of those magazines, like a spiritual example of Venusian energy. I want to inspire men who watch these magazines to come to this platform. Wouldn't you like that, ladies? And listen. This isn't about just looking at us, it's about listening to us. So they start with looking and then they move to listening. It will be an amazing opportunity for me because it will be a photo shoot with Jill and Simone, and a great prize that will help me out a lot in my personal life with my personal challenges, and also bring this channel forward to the next level production value wise, like lighting and sound and all the start with basics things, you know. And so far, you guys been amazing. The quarterfinals are just around the corner. The quarterfinals happen between July 6th and July 16th. So from now until then, and including, I need you guys to vote every day. Link is below. Voting is free and is done every 24 hours. We are competing with beautiful women, and I never disrespect my competition, as I always say, most especially if it's a beautiful woman. So we gotta practice the muscle of greatness and do so every day. It's a press of a button. It's super easy. If I've ever inspired you, encouraged you, loved you, you've loved me back, taught you anything, whether just today if you're new or for the duration of almost 3 years of this channel, join the ride. Please come back and let me know, comment in the comments that you voted, so I'll be able to give you a shout out and a thank you and a love. Yeah, basically. We have to do so every day though. Some of you set alarms, some of you put on sticky notes. I'm very overwhelmed with that love and with that support. Thank you so, so very much. And we can do this. We can do it together. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Libra, beautiful Libra seekers, what do the animal spirit have to say before we move on to your extended? What do the animal spirit have to say for my Libra? Oh yeah, we're going to be in the quarterfinals if you'll continue voting. And then when that happens, the competition is stronger and more more challenging, because it's the first of every group that moves on and is regrouped in a new group. So I'll have a complete new group. Voting will be restarted from scratch. So we'll need, like, on the first day, every day for those 11 days when we're at the quarterfinals to get us to the semifinals. Okay? All right. And we'll have, like, fun live things. So if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and press the bell button and turn on the notifications from YouTube as well. It's important. And that way you will be notified. There will be a lot of fun stuff. We'll do it together. Okay. I'm shuffling. I'm just talking as I'm shuffling. Okay, great. Aww. Buffalo and rabbit. Okay, both earth energy. So, Libra. Wow, okay. The buffalo spirit is a very powerful, majestic connector of both heavens and earth type of energy. They're the person who walks into a room and everybody notices them, even though they're quiet and they're not yelling too loud. It's not about the volume, it's about the essence. They exude a lot of power. And they're looking at this rabbit. And the rabbit is a very timid energy. So I don't know if you're the buffalo in the story or the rabbit archetype, but the rabbit person feels very timid and almost threatened by this buffalo. Not like scared. I don't think this buffalo has any, they're not scary. They don't have harmful intent, but something about their energy and their power makes this rabbit, that is a very sensitive, hypersensitive energy. This rabbit, like, picks up on energy very, very easy. So they feel the strength and the power of this buffalo person, and it makes them timid and worried and unsure of how to deal with that. It makes them alert. But I don't pick up on them running away, even though they're scared, even though this is a challenge for them. They're like, no, I can do this. This is worth getting over my fear or my sensitivity to this energy, just to experience being around this buffalo. So someone is being brave and kind of stays around in a situation though it scares them. Interesting. Any clarification about that? About the buffalo and the rabbit for Libra? I'm suddenly picking up sadness from this buffalo. Earthworm. I'm picking up a sense of sadness from this buffalo. I'm not sure why. If this buffalo recognizes that they may have scared off this rabbit energy, or if the buffalo is carrying some sort of pain where, you know, they're always the strong person. They're always like the ones that help others deal with their fear, but no one helps them. It's like this buffalo is carrying some sort of pain or wounding that they don't share with the world, and it's this rabbit that recognizes it. Like, everyone is too scared to try to help this buffalo, or maybe don't even recognize that this, you know, it's the strongest people that you wouldn't ever know that they're going through something. But I feel like this rabbit energy is so in tune, and even though it's a little bit timid by this buffalo, is also like recognizes that this buffalo is going through something and is like taking the courage and the nerves to approach them and then maybe ask them if they're okay or talk to them or something like that. Cool. Libra, thank you. I'll see you in a second, the extended. Vote every day. Come back here and let me know that you did. Stay true. Stay magic. I love you.